Hey everybody, welcome back to another unboxing and review of my Star Trek Starship Collection from Eagle Moss. This week's episode will be on the Nova class, more specifically the USS Equinox. Alright, let's take her out. Alright, and as always, the base is made out of metal. Now we turn back to the back here, and got the felt backing, and the sticker, which is kind of oddly placed, but oh well. So you can see here, it is USS Equinox, NCC 72381. Alright. Let's see how well this attaches to here. Oh, it's a little tough. Kind of. Alright, it's kind of tough and wobbly at the same time. That's different. It is holding though. Still pretty sturdy. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Now let's take a look at the ship. Alright, here she comes. USS Equinox. The registry is on there very nicely. Nice shot of the secondary deflector. It's looking pretty good. Oh, that's pretty neat. They've got the little decals there around the phaser arrays, indicating that it is a phaser array. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Also, you don't see this very often. The bridge itself is actually, I never even noticed this from watching the episode that it was in. The bridge is inside. It's not popping out the top like most Federation starships. It's still clearly right here, but yeah, it's in. That's pretty neat. Never noticed that before. Got the RCS thrusters here, more phaser arrays at the back. Moving on to the back here, where the shuttle bay is. Two more phaser arrays here and here. Nice look at the nacelles, they're looking fantastic. Which also seem to have RCS thrusters on them. I never noticed that before either. It's interesting. Go for a side view here. Yeah, let's go for a front view. Kind of see the deflector. We'll get a better look at that in a sec. Back view. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah. Alright, well, I wish I'd noticed that before. That's annoying. Okay. As you can see, the nacelle is drooping to the side there. This actually really bothers me because this is the second Equinox I have received. The first one I received last year, the nacelle was not straight. Like, from the top view, you can clearly tell it wasn't straight. And when I received this, I never took it out of the packaging, which I really should have. Because the nacelles here look much straighter than the one I originally received. Like this one, I believe, or maybe this one was like that way. It was clearly busted. So I got a new one. And upon first inspection, it looked great. Not so much. That is annoying. Oh my god, I'm so pissed off about that. Look at that. As I mentioned before, these things aren't cheap, so I'm not trying to sound like a spoiled brat or anything. Like, I spent money on this, and these are supposed to be collector's editions, and look at that. That's ridiculous. I doubt they'll give me a replacement after all this time, but I'm going to try. That's inexcusable. Well, let's just set a tone for the rest of the review. I like this ship, too. Alright, let's try and not let this ruin the rest of the video. Alright, we got a back view. Now let's switch over to the bottom view. Got the phaser array going on, the secondary hull, which I'm assuming this is a ejection port for the warp core. This is the USS Equinox back here. Not sure what the purpose this serves, but that looks kind of interesting. I'm assuming this has landing capabilities because it's got these little markings going around here, 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 and here. Voyager's got the same thing. So probably, yeah, more phaser arrays along here and in the bottom, back half of the saucer. And what looks like, I'm guessing this is a type of aero shuttle, kind of like what Voyager had, like a captain's yacht almost. It says the ship's name and registry down there. And here's a nice look at the deflector. As far as deflectors go, I think this has been the most impressive looking one that I've seen on any of these ships so far. That actually looks pretty nice. Very nicely detailed. And the one thing I'm noticing that this ship has a lack of, though, and I'm curious what the designer has to say. There's no impulse engines. I'm not seeing any impulse engines. Maybe it's these things on the end of the nacelles, which I originally thought were RCS thrusters. I'm not too certain. We're gonna have to check out the magazine and see what the magazine says. All right, let's see how this sucker displays. Assuming it goes over the pylons here, but I could be no, I'm very wrong. Okay, it's probably okay, over here. All right. So, like the last couple of ships, it's fairly loose on there. However, it is angled in a manner in which it will not fall, which is great. And it looks pretty fantastic. Alright, let's take a look at this. Yeah, it looks wonderful on its stand. That displays beautifully. It's an awesome ship. When I first saw it on Voyager, I fell in love with it instantly. Not 100% sure. I think this might be a John Eves design. It could also be a Rick Sternbach. You know, it's probably a Rick Sternbach design if I remember correctly. But yeah, this looks great. Let's take a look at the magazine. Alright guys, let's check out the magazine for the USS Equinox NCC 72381 Nova class science vessel. Maybe we can figure out where the impulse engines are. Very nice ship. I've always liked this design. When this popped up on Voyager, man, oh my god. Ooh, a master system display. I love these. There's the warp core right here in the center. So I guess I was right. That's where the warp core is located. That's where the hatch is for the ejection. The shuttle bay. Main navigational deflector. The computer core with the bridge on the inside, which is pretty neat. And the secondary deflector. It's pretty cool. Alright, here we go. Primary navigational deflector. Formation, secondary navigational deflector. It's not what we want. Central fin. Oh, impulse and engine. It's on the back. Okay, if I'm reading this right, the impulse engine is right here, which you cannot tell by the model. There's no discernible color difference there. Usually impulse engines are red. But apparently that's where the impulse engine is. It's kind of like the Enterprise D, the Galaxy class starships, where they have an impulse engine located on the secondary hull, so that it could move on under sublight speeds when it's separated. Okay, cool. Good to know. Oh, here's some concept art. USS Equinox started out life as another very different tough little ship. Oh, so was the Equinox originally planned to be the Defiant? I'm gonna have to read this and figure that one out. Oh, wait a minute. Doug Drexler. I thought Sternbach did this. Let's see. Oh, Sternbach modified the design, turning it into a science vessel rather than a torpedo boat. Oh, so it was originally supposed to be a torpedo boat. Neat. Alright, so Doug Drexler designed it. Rick Sternbach refined it. Good to know. Today everybody is learning something, including myself. Concept art. Oh, and a shot of it beaten up. If you haven't seen that episode, they were under constant alien attack. So the ship looks like this. Mind you, they deserved it. If you want to know what I'm talking about, watch the episode. Some information on Voyager's journey, which is kind of weird, since this is about the Equinox and not Voyager. I'm not sure if I read it, it'll make more sense. And that's it. And as you can see, next week's episode is going to be on the Ferengi Marauder. And that's going to be an interesting one to review. Well, that was fun. Alright, great. Let's go ahead and rate this thing. Its overall displayability, I don't think it really needs to be said, is a 10 out of 10. I think it looks fantastic. Nothing wrong with the way it displays. The overall appearance. Now, before anyone says anything in the comments, if you were planning on saying anything in the comments, I did not forget to mention Aztecing. I chose not to mention Aztecing. I mention it a lot, but it's kind of even eating away at me, and I've decided to mention it now. Yes, I realize the ship did not have Aztecing. Yes, I'm very upset it did not have Aztecing. This ship would have looked even better with the Aztecing, and I wish it was there. That aside, the ship looks fantastic. It's very highly detailed with a lot of hull detail, the markings and everything. It looks fantastic. I really don't have anything negative to say, with the exception of the fact that this nacelle right here is leaning to the side, and that really pisses me off because this is a replacement that I received for another botched Nova class. So I'm a little pissed off about that, and yeah, of course I'm a little pissed off that there's no Aztecing detail on this hull. So the rating for this one, I'm sorry to say, is going to be a 5 out of 10. The Aztecing brought it down only a little bit, but this thing right here is inexcusable for a collector's item that costs, I wouldn't say a super pretty penny, but a pretty penny. So a 5 out of 10 for overall appearance. Alright guys, that's everything. Thanks so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, a thumbs down if you didn't. Please subscribe for more content, and don't forget to click on that bell notification button so you'll know when my stuff gets uploaded. Also, please check out my past videos. Alright, thanks very much. You all have a great day. See you next week.